Okay, so Street Talk for this week then. 6 storylines this week, I reckon, which seems like quite a lot for the new cut down format. But we started off with a Megas Preggers storyline, which built to quite a climax at the end of today's episode, didn't it? With Will's arrest. And there was also all of the stuff with Sam there about taking his drugs and the drugs wizard this week. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. We had a bit more of the Shoujo episode. We saw her father this week, didn't we?
Yes.
Old Daddy Ramsey. Intriguing.
Steve.
Is that who the actor is?
Everts. It's Steve, and Steve backwards is his name.
Oh yes, that's right. Is he in Shameless? Is that right? I think obviously everyone seems to be in Shameless.
I was in Shameless.
We've got the Undertaker Under the Thumb storyline coming up next. We have got malintentions, and I think any hope that we held out for Mal,
He's a good guy. He's
actually just saying, trying for a quick kiss with Bernie, but he's a nice guy, really. Yeah, he's definitely going down the stalky route, isn't he? He's a bit of a Justin Rutherford, potentially.
Oh no, is he a glass as Will?
No, could be. We have got a bit of a Mama in the Slammer story, which had a triumphant return for Lou.
God, that feels so distant.
Well, I know, it's funny. Funny, but a bit annoying. I knew I'd seen pictures to see that she was coming back on Monday, and I was like, brilliant, Lou's back, we're going to have a whole week of Debbie and Lou in prison. But actually, we only saw them on Monday, didn't we? And that was it. So I'm kind of wondering now, and I've not seen any previews for next week or anything, but I'm kind of wondering, is that it for Lou for a while? Because we know that Farrell Hegarty went off to Australia for about 2 or 3 months, didn't she?
Yeah.
But she's back now. She's back in the UK. So, might be a little while. But I enjoyed that. And, it was lovely to see her back, even though she was a massive cow bag. I have got a terrible storyline title. I showed you this the other day, didn't I? For Lauren and Ollie's storyline, which is, it's a play on Laurel and Hardy. Stan Lauren and Oliver Hardly, because I'm not really standing them, Gemma.
Stan, Lauren and Oliver? Hardly.
Exactly. The most uncharismatic couple, or are they just friends in Coronation Street?
Individually, fine. Together, a black hole.
It is a little bit. I mean, they're still warming up to it. Maybe they will suddenly reignite or ignite some passion and chemistry, but it's not there yet, I'm telling you.
After having seen 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Yes.
I hereby dub Lauren as Jimmy Hoops.
What? Oh, yes. She is a bit, isn't she? Yeah. Right, so the Megas Preggers storyline. Gemma, I'm going to throw this one over to you.
Can you make me do it?
Yeah, why not? To remind us what happened this week.
Right, so on Tuesday at the cafe, Daniel quizzes Sam about the fact that his English essay was handed in late.
It's about time, isn't it? Or not handed in at all, isn't it?
You're going to get a late hurry
mark.
Up and
I don't
submit
know why
your essay. Why has it
taken
not
so
come
long?
Up? No. I know. Look, we can't. I mean, nitpick is really. We should have called this podcast nitpicking.
Well, we did have the Bobbins Awards this week, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
I don't like doing them anymore.
No, it's fun. People
you do.
Them.
Everyone likes listening to it, but I really hate myself.
Makes you feel bad.
So Sam's like, no, I did hand it in. You must have lost it. And Megan's like,
whatever.
And Sam gets really annoyed. And I'm just going to say I felt really bad for Sam.
I know, me too.
Because everyone just blames him and says he didn't hand it in. But
I know everyone, even Toya and Nick, like, oh, well, it happens to us all. I don't understand why people believed that that's what would happen. Because if anyone's not going to hand an essay in late, it's Sam, isn't it?
He's not going to not hand an essay in.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I think it's nice to believe that parents would trust the teacher. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. In reality, Toya and Nick would be marching down the school to complain about how precious Sam has been maligned by the teacher. But anyway, he is being maligned by the paedophile teacher.
Did he actually end up handing it in the end? Because I assume all he needed to do was print out another copy and send
all he needed to do is show the save history of his file.
Yes, well, I think kids all use Google Docs these days, don't they? So
I was having a conversation about Google Docs versus Word. I've had to subscribe to Word.
Docs.
No, I hate it as well. Right, so it's because we're old. Yeah. And so is Eva. It's her 38th birthday, really, this week.
Eva's 38, is she? Okay. Well, we definitely know that Catherine Tilsley is over.
We know
40, isn't
you know
she?
she's had her
Because
40th birthday
who
and she
remember
had a
her
great
40th
time.
birthday, yeah.
Also, Ben has got an appointment in the post for getting his echocardiogram checked or something.
Yes,
and he's going to have he's going to have a test, and he's going to have this halter thing that checks his heart.
I don't think anything particularly happened
They
with
didn't
that.
explain this at all.
Well, no, it was just a reminder. Hey, remember that Ben's got heart issues because he's not been in it for a little while. He's going to have a bit of stress in the week coming up. And I think I probably did appreciate that as well because I had forgotten that part of the story.
Really? I haven't. Yeah. I remember everything. So they all go to the bistro for her birthday. Toya joins them. Daniel and Megan come. And Leanne and Sam come. And it's no plap dinner, is it?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, these people all hate each other.
Yeah.
At least the Platts, love to hate each other.
What did you think of those masks that Maggie was giving out? Those Eva pictures with
all I
unfortunate...
could think was, I want one. When is ITV Reloved going to upload one?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, they were kind of fun, but it was... Maggie's just so violent.
Maggie's such a bee.
Well, it kind of blew back in her face, didn't it? Because Eva thought they were hilarious.
She went,
we got plenty of Eva laughter during that scene, which
she
is
takes
always
it
appreciated.
in good fun. And over dinner, Daniel then raises a very interesting point for dear Sam, because he says that lots of kids are using ADHD medication as a study aid, and then they all have a go at Sam for being late with his essay. And then Will and Megan go up to the bar to have a little private chat. And Megan calls Sam a little snitch and says she's on it.
So, what do you think about Sam turning to drugs? Is that too out of character? Was it believable the way that it happened this week?
Summer smoked spice. So
I know,
it's what the nerds do. On Coronation Street, if you have any values, they will be tested.
Well, it's like Ardy with his drugs and his LSD last year, isn't it? I don't know. I just wouldn't. I don't think that having one disappearing essay would be enough for Sam to suddenly turn to Ritalin.
That's because you're not as good of a student as Sam is.
No, I don't. I think that he's got such. This is the guy who, when he found out about. Well, he suspected about Will and Megan. We're like, are you having a sexually irresponsible relationship? Whatever he said.
Not
with Mrs. Walsh. He knows what is right and what's wrong. And I would have thought that he would say that this is wrong. But I suppose it just proves that
I'm kind of
desperate
surprised
times
that he
desperate
didn't
measures.
immediately suspect that Megan had something to do with it and know that he did hand the essay in and instead decided that he was at fault. That
Yeah, you're right,
quite...
because Megan's not been backwards about
going,
showing,
I'm going to get you. And I hang
she?
around with the man who supposedly is the one that's supposed to mark your essays.
Yeah, well, maybe he's going to find out at some point. In
Well,
the same way
anyway.
that Daniel found out about Will.
Just work it out in a second. On Wednesday...
Do you think this was irresponsible of Coronation Street to highlight the fact that ADHD can be used as a study aid? Or is it just fine because no kids watch Coronation Street anymore?
Maybe it gets around and the kids will start watching it for drugs tips and advice. I mean, ask Frank. No, ask Corrie. They'll tell you what you shouldn't be doing.
I hadn't heard of it being used for that before.
Really? Yes, you have.
I hadn't.
Yes, you have because you watched Desperate
Oh
Housewives.
no, I know, but Lynette wasn't using it as a study aid, was
She
she?
She used it to focus on sewing clothes for the school play.
Well, that's not studying.
Michael, I don't think you understand what's involved in making clothes. No, I'm not joking.
Okay, I don't.
It's actually very technical and difficult.
I'm
and
not
it
sure
requires
what
a
it
lot of
is.
brain power.
Well, I'd heard of it from that. But
What do you think?
What?
I think you totally missed the point of that Desperate Housewives.
No, I thought it was great.
Storyline.
The £5 a tab. Now that did surprise me. I would have thought that it'd be more expensive.
How many
than
do you
that.
get on a prescription? Right, in the UK, prescriptions are £9.90. And generally, with that, you get... Well, no, let me stop myself. In England and Wales, I believe, and I don't know about Northern Ireland, not Scotland, as they keep reminding us, we have to pay for our prescriptions. Scottish people get it for free. I'm not bitter or anything, but it's £9.90, and generally that will cover you for the month.
Yeah. Oh, you probably get a good old strip.
You must get 30... tablets.
Yeah, Wizard's like...
but he doesn't pay for it because he's a child.
Right, exactly.
So it's pure profit.
Yeah.
Right, so Sam texts this guy called Wizard.
I love it. He asked... This is the episode where he's very we can see his text, and it's like, I would like to purchase some methylphenidate. Thank you very much. Which I thought was very Sam. I did enjoy that, but I would point out that there were some un-Sam-like punctuation errors in the text, or maybe he did that on purpose to try and make him sound cooler. Do you reckon?
Yeah, like, I don't want to be a square here. I'm going to miss off the full stop. I'm going to miss
a question mark at the end of this question, yeah.
Well, I don't use full stops. I feel they're aggressive.
It's funny, he's like saying, this is above board, isn't it? And the Wizard's like, yeah, total legit, man. £5 a tab.
How many is he selling to?
I don't know. I'm sure we won't find out anyone else who has
getting ADHD and going down the school. Anyway, Megan stops Sam in the corridor and starts to sort of heckle him and point out that he's slipping and go, oh, do you need any help? And Will is watching and, like, really enjoying it.
Well, yes, this is like, she's obviously blowing hot and cold at Sam at the moment. 1 minute she's threatening him, and now she's saying this.
She's playing good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Later on, Megan is in the back of the pub with Will, who is worried that Sam's going to blab, and she's like, no way, he's not going to. He's smart enough to realise that he shouldn't make an enemy out of me. He's going to stay quiet.
She's not exactly, villain of the century, is she? She's not going to... What does he think would happen?
Hey, what are you talking about?
Sam. If Sam dobbed her in, and she's like, well, don't make an enemy out of me.
You get fired.
Yeah. Is she saying, well, if Sam dobs me in, then I'm going to... What's she going to do?
Well,
take off his glasses and stamp on them.
Let's be serious. Let's be sensible.
Oh no, she'll fail me in PE.
Listen, with the best will in the world. Not supposed to be not supposed to be a pun.
Who is the best Will in the world? Is it Will Ferrell? Is it Prince William?
It's Big Willie.
William Roach, clearly.
Yes,
is the
William
best
Roach.
Will in the world.
Yeah, we have to go for that.
Not Will Driscoll.
No, I wouldn't put him high on the list. But to be honest, I've got limited knowledge of wills. Right, so if he did accuse her, they wouldn't just go, oh, arrest her now. They'd investigate, and I don't know that they would find any evidence.
No, I think you might be right. Actually.
So actually,
it's all just...
there is a risk for Sam. It's not necessarily going to work in his favour, and he is right to be cautious.
Yeah, but I still think, what's she actually going to do? Unless, I suppose, she's a member of staff, and if he's there accusing staff, then he could get a reputation. I don't think he cares about his PE grades. I don't think it's his favourite subject, but her colleagues could.
If they all like her, and she seems like a really nice woman, and it's such an unthinkable crime to commit, and you would hope that people who work in a school don't work with people they all suspect could be paedophiles, and immediately somebody says that they're a pedo, and all the teachers go, yeah, I always thought they were a pedo, I just didn't say anything.
I wonder how often in schools these kind of accusations get made against teachers.
Well, yeah,
it's the sort of thing that you think,
it's very malicious,
maybe it's fairly common.
But Sam's not a kind of maliciously, a liar.
No.
So they have to investigate, and I assume she is new, but Daniel's new too, so maybe he doesn't have many allies, but you would hope that they would investigate it. But while they're investigating
how would you investigate it?
But listen, she could recruit the other teachers, maybe, and turn them against Sam and make his life difficult, and say, oh, don't be left alone with him. You can't trust him. Who knows what he'll say now?
Yeah,
he's very troubled. He's got a really bad history. It's obviously all coming out now. His mum died. Yeah. She's manipulative, and she would be coasting on the goodwill of people who would have reason to kind of be, you don't work with people you don't trust. As a teacher, you know this. You work with people you trust. You don't work with someone you suspect of doing this.
I'm sure that some school teams are not as close-knit or friendly as others.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's all kind of moot, isn't it? Because how many members of staff does Weatherfield High actually have? I'm going to say 3 at the moment. Yeah.
Right.
And especially now that Mr. Griffin's gone and all has been given that promotion, there's literally nobody, and there's only one corridor in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, and Sam is very young. He's got to be careful. He doesn't really know what's going to happen. He can't make the same judgments we do.
The thing is, how much of a reputation has he already built up? Because we say that, her colleagues would trust her, but Sam's been at that school. Did he start in September? No, he's been there for a good few years now, actually, hasn't he? So you would have thought that Sam seems like the kind
Very
of kid
trustworthy.
who
Very
everyone,
reliable.
all the teachers would know about.
Yeah, I know, but
you know, that nerdy specky four eyes. Yeah.
I'm not trying to. It's really difficult to talk about it without making it sound like you're making excuses for people. But you would think that they would maybe go, "Oh, it sounds like you might have got the wrong end of the stick." But they would investigate. They'd have to investigate it. There's no way they wouldn't investigate it. I just don't think they'd find anything because she knows how to cover her tracks.
Oh, does she? I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably all gonna. When she gets outed, it's probably gonna be like embarrassingly obvious.
I mean, she is gonna get outed at some point, isn't she?
Well, she keeps
It's
having
gonna happen.
secret liaisons in the Guinness, which isn't a smart move. But
No.
anyway,
I mean, I wonder if there's CCTV in that very corridor, and you know, there must be some shots of her doing something illicit, or giving a bit of a stroke of will. I don't know.
oh God, she tells Will she loves him. They need to keep their circumstances under control and keep the faith.
Yes.
So Sam is working at the bistro, revising late because you know his rep is slipping, and Toya and Nick are worried about him. And
I don't know why. You know, if he wants a better environment to study in, I wouldn't say that a busy bistro is that conducive to revision,
he's
especially
obviously
when.
seen Daniel working in the pub and gone, that's how to achieve greatness.
Yeah, academic excellence. That's doing your marking in the pub. But there's literally the office at the bistro, isn't there? Which he surely could have gone and worked in, but maybe that set had been dismantled. When they were
Well,
filming this,
let's
I
not
don't know.
question it too much.
I suppose it gave him the opportunity, cynically wise, to stare at Megan and give her evils, or look kind of just a bit scared of her.
He asks Nick for some money so he can go out and do something fun because they're
So he
worried
says.
about him. Nick gives him 20 quid and then he's like, £20? That's £5 times 4. I can afford 4 Ritalins. So he texts Wizard and arranges a drop off. So on Thursday, Will gets a mysterious parcel and Ollie, the audacity, says, is that your personality arrived? Oh,
I know, like that's a bit of pot calling the kettle black there. Will,
I thought that felt meta to me. I don't know, but actually, it is a baby outfit with Driscoll written on the back that he has bought for Megan. It's like a little rugby outfit, and
that was really risky of him.
well, Megan's not too happy about when she gets given it. She thinks it's very reckless of him to have done this. I mean, it's really incriminating. Like, there's the evidence right there. A baby outfit with the surname of the child you've been accused of grooming.
Maybe that's how it's going to be found out.
Yeah,
you know?
it is quite.
I can't remember what he
smoking
did with
gun.
it in the end. Did he keep it? Did she keep it?
I
Is it
don't
going to be
remember.
under his bed? Is Maggie going to find it? Possibly.
Daniel's got.
Teach him a lesson, won't it? Serve him right if he gets caught with that idiotic move.
Maybe he should say, look, do you remember that storyline? Hilarious when George bought the sofa in the wrong size.
Yeah, it's just the same thing again. It's supposed to be for me.
Daniel's got his restorative justice meeting tomorrow with the guy who was convicted and imprisoned for attacking him at Christmas and
Remember
bonking
that?
him on the head.
When they brought that up, I was like, I'd completely forgotten about that storyline development. I told you my brain's going.
He's telling Megan about this, and Sam is like, Megan says Sam's watching us. He's being really weird, and so he says, I'll talk to him if you want. And she says, don't worry about it. Then Sam comes over and sort of makes a deal of saying hello to them, and Megan's like, this guy's weird. Then Sam gets his delivery of drugs from Wizard at the bistro, and he's like, excellent, I will take this now.
It was funny how Wizard was faceless. We just saw this anonymous
The back
of
head,
the head
yeah.
shot of this guy. I feel so sorry for the actor. Like, I'm
I could've
playing
done
a
that.
wizard in Coronation Street, but you can't even tell it to me.
It's a good thing to have on your CV, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Corrie Wizard.
It's like when you can say I was Time Person of the Year.
Yeah.
Do you want some drugs? I want some of this. Can somebody sell me some drugs?
No.
I want some ADHD. I think I've got ADHD.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
That's only one way to find out, isn't it? Get some Ritalin and
Yeah,
see what it does to
exactly.
you.
Exactly. It's how you know.
It's the test.
Yeah, it is. On Friday.
Is that what they do when you get... Because this is...
I know
ADHD
this-
is something
listen,
that the
it's
NHS
becoming-
don't diagnose. You have to pay for a private...
It's becoming very the waiting lists are very long because it's one of these things people are becoming more aware of, and I think that a lot of the symptoms are also, they feel applicable to a way lots of people feel about their lives, and so it's not unusual for you to go, that sounds like me.
Yeah.
I get confused and don't like focus on the stuff and etc. And so I know it's a lot more than that, but so the waiting lists are very long, and being diagnosed can take a long time. But I did hear that I know this is just bollocks, but
Gemma,
what?
how dare you say that word?
I say it all the time. Okay. I know that it's bollocks, but I heard.
So just say that again.
Listen, I heard that if you have ADHD and you take Ritalin, it calms you down. But if you don't have it, it kind of speeds you up.
Yeah.
So can't we just like sort this out really quick and have everyone's waiting for ADHD diagnosis in the waiting room? Everyone gets a tab of Ritalin, and then how do you feel? Do you feel buzzed or not? And
it's like those videos you get on the internet of people
home.
trying LSD in the 60s, just seeing how they react to it.
I'm not being serious. This is a disclaimer. Don't be offended. It's all just in good fun. On Friday, Daniel tells Adam about wanting to go and look this bloke in the eye who was his attacker.
Colin.
And ask him why. Why did he do it?
He's like Sam, isn't he? He's closer
Yeah,
to
I
Sam
know.
than he thought.
And Adam says you might not get the closure that you want out of this, just lower your expectations. So Will asks Ben for an advance on his allowance so he can get some running shoes.
But actually it's because he wants to do a flit with Megan, doesn't he?
Well, so yeah, he wants the money, but they can't afford it because Ben says you got to save it up for yourself. And then
I love that Ben is so like, no, that's not how things work in this house.
I think running shoes are something that you need to buy your child who is an athlete. Running shoes actually are kind of like helmets in that people don't realise that they need to be replaced more often than you think. You can't just buy it and that's it forever. You have to replace running shoes after a certain amount of miles.
Yeah, like my school shoes. Got some new school shoes at the weekend, didn't I? 'Cause my old ones had holes in. About time.
And did I get any? No.
No?
As he walks out, he stands on Susie's iPad,
Well, he
smashes
kind of
the screen.
huffs off, doesn't he? Yeah.
And Ben's like, oh no!
Now you're going to have to pay for that as well. so you
Oh,
will.
goodness me. So Daniel goes to this meeting with Colin, the attacker.
Well, the not attacker.
He comes in and he is limping all over the place. And Daniel's like, how long have you had that then?
Yeah, he's got an Achilles injury, hasn't he?
And Colin's like, I've had
Because he didn't have the right running shoes.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
This is what, yeah. I've had this for months, years, I can't remember, but he's had it for a long time. And Daniel's like, that's no way. No way, man. I heard the person who did it running away.
It was so funny. I love Daniel putting two and two together on this. It's
And the
like,
cop's
hang on a
there. So
minute.
he's there in this room.
Yeah.
Which is like a filing cabinet room for
Yeah.
some reason. And Colin the attacker and
You're
I
just
don't know,
besmirching the name of Colin, Gemma. He's just
Amy the police officer are there going, look, Daniel, we both want this to be true. We both want Colin to have done this to you. You're making this awkward. Stop
Yeah.
talking about the fact
so
you don't
much
think he did
paperwork
it.
if he didn't do it, honestly.
Yeah, Amy's like, are you sure? Because that's a different form.
Well, I thought it was interesting
I
how
don't think
Colin
her
was
name's
like, I quite like it here, actually.
Yeah,
At least
well,
I got a roof
Colin's
over
like,
my
look,
head.
I'm not going to...
The best thing that Maggie could have done for him.
Just shut your face, Daniel. I want to be in prison, actually.
Mm.
So
I think he definitely seemed to think that he did it. This isn't like a Debbie situation where
no,
he's
well, Colin's
confessing
like,
to something.
I clearly, like,
He was off his face.
I was off my cake.
Off his cake, yeah, at Christmas.
And-
Off his Christmas cake.
It's got a lot of brandy in it.
Yeah,
sometimes, isn't it?
exactly.
I was just slurping it down with brandy butter, brandy cream, brandy sauce. Oh, lovely. So he says, they found your stuff in my bag, so clearly I did it, and I don't care anyway because I want to be here. And Amy's like, yes, Daniel, shut up. So he leaves Daniel convinced that it wasn't Colin after all.
I wonder whether Daniel, when all this kind of happened originally, whether he would have said to the police, I heard the man running off, and you'd have thought that they might have... I suppose if somebody confesses to it, I don't know how often...
I don't think they care. It's like with with Debbie. Oh, I did it. Well, no more investigations.
Yeah, thanks for that. You saved us... Yeah, maybe.
Saved us some time.
But
Daniel-
if he said he ran off, then you would have thought that maybe some police officers would go, oh, hang on a minute, I
Yeah, but
suppose
no,
we've
hang
got
on.
to
If you go to a
investigate this."
criminal, how long have you had that injury? And the criminal goes, look, I think I did it, but I've had this injury for a while. You'd be like,
I suppose this is the same police force that Kit is on, who literally saw Jodie at the scene of the crash and was like, oh, I'm not going to investigate that.
I don't care about
not going to tell anyone about that. It's all been sorted. It was definitely all Debbie's fault.
Daniel also remembers that he saw a load of bushy hair.
Yes.
Which is what he says Will's hair looks like, which I think is actually problematic. So Daniel goes to the pub and tells Adam that he thinks that actually it was Will who did it.
It was great. The hang on a minute.
No, hang on. He says, I don't think Colin did it.
Yeah.
But then when
Will
comes back to the pub and tells Eva he's sorry that he had a bad temper, Daniel's staring at him going, wait a minute, I think it was him. So
it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Just because Will can run. I mean, it could have been Todd, could have been Nick, could have been Megan, even. I don't know.
Well,
but
he saw the hair.
Yeah.
He knows the general height.
You'd have thought he might have put two and two together with this before. I suppose if somebody, the evidence that was found on Colin was pretty, what was the point of giving that much thought? But if somebody
You're not going to think about
Will's hair and he hates your guts.
But I don't know that Daniel ever saw this man before the meeting. How would he know what his hair looked like?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I don't know. I don't think that Weatherfield police are that on it.
Mm.
So...
Anyway, I thought it was very exciting not exciting.
It was funny that Daniel was like, no one runs.
I enjoyed him realising.
Running is stupid. Only children do it. Daniel corners Will in the back room of the pub and says, I think that all this running is having an effect on your schoolwork because your essay was crap. Maybe you should stop doing it. And Will's like, no, I promise it's fine. And Daniel's like, don't you think Megan's great? We're going away together over Easter to America. No, who would go to America now? Sorry, but nobody's going to America at the moment. Maybe they're going for the World Cup. When's that?
That's the summer, isn't it?
I don't know.
Not Easter.
So he says to him, you need to stop having a crush on Miss Walsh, or Megan, as I like to call her. And Will's like, no, I just don't think that you are suited to each other. I don't care. Like, I don't have a crush on her. I just think that you're crap.
I can't wait to see Daniel's reaction when it all comes out because he's so smug, isn't he? I think that he's the perfect character for this to happen to because he is. He's the most sanctimonious character on the street.
Now, people have accused me of being
such a chip off the old block from Ken.
People have accused me of being sanctimonious and not having any, what's the word, self-reflection and being annoying, but I'm going to produce Daniel as evidence that I think it could get a lot worse than I am. Daniel just drops the pretense and says, actually, Will, you attacked me. And Will's like, you can't prove it. And Daniel says, aha, that's not what an innocent person would say. I think you did do it.
Yeah.
Oops.
He knows now.
So Daniel and Megan have dinner in the bistro, and Daniel, he just got no idea he's feeding all of this information to his enemy. He tells Megan his suspicions, and Megan's like, oh no, I can't believe that. That doesn't seem right. And Daniel tells her he's going to tell the police. And she says, maybe you should not do that. Maybe you should just sleep on it. But he doesn't.
He does. Yes.
He doesn't. He goes and tells the police, and Will gets taken in front of everybody.
Well, at first it was just supposed to be for questioning, doesn't it? And then he's like, I'm going to use my powers of running to help me out of this
little
mess.
He runs into a
door.
You're
just making yourself look more guilty by running.
He's like, Coach, there's not normally a door in the way. I'm not a gladiator. I can't burst through this. He gets arrested and everybody scrambles to...
Yeah, Maggie's going to call the solicitor. Yeah. And very exciting. It's really difficult, and maybe it's quite helpful that we're trying to make this a short episode, but we haven't mentioned yet on this podcast that we have actually seen Monday's episode, haven't we? So we know what happens next, because I don't know how many of you know this listening. I mean, by the time this comes out, maybe it'll be all over everywhere, but Coronation Street accidentally uploaded Monday's episode to their YouTube this evening. Was it just a few hours, did you say?
I'm not sure how long it was.
You'd have thought,
half an hour.
Yeah, you'd have thought that people you'd notice pretty quickly.
How
on earth that happens, I do not know.
It's very funny, but I do feel incredibly bad for the person who did this by accident.
Actually,
it's clearly accidental.
Yeah, maybe I do know. I mean, I guess that when you upload something to YouTube, the default option is make it public, I think. So I think they just forget to uncheck the checkbox. It's
I'm not
certainly
sure how this
purposeful.
happened, but the idea that it was done on purpose is not correct.
No, it's not. So we can't really speculate because we know exactly what happens with this on Monday.
We know a lot of what happens in some of these stories on Monday.
And we have actually
and it's
recorded.
really hard to draw the line about where some of these storylines stop because I've already said something wrong.
Yeah, we had to cut out something as Gemma merged or mentioned things on
sorry.
Mondays. But anyway, we've recorded because it's quite a big episode, we recorded a little reaction cast to it, so I'm looking out for that on Monday. But yeah, it was I forgot what I was going to say. What was the point that I was making?
Well, you were saying,
I was just going to say
where's this
ITV
going?
uploaded it and then they took it down very quickly, but now other people are uploading it themselves. So
I
it's
don't
basically...
think. No, I think they've nipped it in the bud.
I don't know. I think that once something gets out
No. I think that
because the version that we watched has now been taken down.
No, we watched the original one when it got uploaded, but we saw the other ones.
Yes.
But I think that once I think they can upload something that tells YouTube that this is my content, and if you upload the same thing, YouTube knows that it's not right, because I've seen loads of stuff get taken down.
Yeah,
I think
there are videos with content claims against them from ITV, but then will be
sharing it by other means.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much Curry can do for if you upload clips on Twitter or if you upload it to a Google Drive, because there's that UK soap share. Is that? I can't. Or maybe that's.
I think you're saying too much.
No, there is an episode. There is a website of somebody who uploads all the episodes. And that's not YouTube upload, that's literally the video files, so maybe it'll go there. I don't know.
I don't want to talk about illegal things. I want to take
it's
Ritalin and mind my own
fault.
business.
Sorry, this is Curry's fault.
You cannot
accident,
distribute somebody's copyrighted material.
I'm not saying that you get. That's why we're not uploading our reaction cast to it yet. You have to wait.
No, we can react to whatever we like.
Oh, can we?
Yes, of course we can.
Oh, all right. Then.
It's not illegal to go, I saw something I shouldn't have seen.
Okay, well, we can't...
How would criminals ever get caught?
Well, we have also recorded the short for that already, and I can't release that yet because that will involve taking screenshots from the episode, which is definitely not our copyright, because there's only 2 official screenshots from that episode so far. Although I'm imagining that maybe some more will be released on Monday. And I hope that we're not giving too many spoilers away. Literally, we're just saying... It's quite a notable episode on Monday.
That's enough.
That's enough of that.
Tell me what happened in the Shona storyline.
I found that was it Monday that she? Yeah, it was. She goes to see her dad, doesn't she, Shona and Jodie? But as the week goes on, we see the seduction plan from Jodie towards David just get started and in full force, really. So Shona at the beginning of Monday's episode is whittering on to David about, I need to find my dad, I got another lead. So then they get talking about Jodie and how Shona thinks there's something that she's not telling her. Maybe she's got a secret box or something. Jodie's on the stairs and hears that, and then she comes downstairs looking a bit dolled up, heads out, soon followed by Shona. So Shona, I loved those scenes on Monday where she was hiding around the side of the florist, wasn't she? And do you remember Jodie was outside of the cafe and Shona kept getting interrupted by people.
She's trying to spy and people keep coming up to her and going, "Hey, Shona!
Hey, Shona, shut up!" It was so funny, like Dev going, "Hey, look at these flowers, I got them for Bernie, I didn't even get them from my own shop."
Now here's a quick quiz for you, because Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Yes.
Roses or tulips?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know you do love tulips. That's one of your favourite flowers, right? I know they're no peonies.
Correct.
Yeah.
You were going to say something.
What? No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. I said, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, and you went, I know, I have...
I haven't done anything.
No. Don't do yourself down, Michael. You spent hours making a special logo for the podcast.
I've bought you a card. I've bought you a thing that you said you wanted. Oh, God. What?
You got to laugh or you cry, wouldn't you? So, yeah, tulips are my favourite.
There we go, everybody. If anyone wants to get Gemma some flowers, send us some tulips, because it's clearly more than I can do. Usually I do get you flowers on the day before.
We're not going to go. We can't have flowers here.
Well, that's what I
the
thought.
moment.
That's what I thought. Anyway, so digging a hole. Anyway, Jodie walks off, and Shona ends up running and stopping her and drags her inside the cafe. Sorry, I know I'm not the best husband.
The way you went, I haven't done anything. Like I was accusing you of like preparing for Valentine's Day. God forbid.
Right, look, this is our 24th Valentine's Day together, Gemma. They can't all be.
I'm struggling to remember.
Can't all be champagne and tulips.
Anything you've ever done.
What do you mean?
Oh God, I'm crying.
Right, I'm gonna have to think about this more later. I'm super
I think you
romantic.
better have a think. I've done many things.
I know you have.
Right.
Anyway. I'm just, yeah.
It's so awkward.
Look, Dev pushes Jodie in the cafe and then says...
Dev? No,
Shona.
Yep.
Sorry, but I'm sick. Shona says, look, you better not be arranging to meet Carl because he's a wrong un. And Jodie's like, no way. He's such a sleazebag. I'd never go out with Carl. So that's like a really, really slow-moving side to this story, isn't it? The link between Jodie and Carl.
I think you missed out also the bit where it was Jodie trying to arrange to meet somebody.
Oh, yes. Well,
on the phone.
It's meeting Dad, isn't it?
Then it was that Shona jumped on her and said, don't go out with Carl.
Yes. So Shona's like, you better not be meeting Carl. And Jodie says, no, it's somebody called John. And Shona's like, John sounds like a fake name.
I loved that.
I loved that. That was a great line. Just the writing and delivery of it. John sounds like a fake name.
Do you take that personally?
Well, it is my middle name.
Yeah.
It is my middle name. And Jodie says, heads out to meet this supposed John. And Gemma's like, yeah, John, that sounds like a bloke's name you'd make up if you were trying to hide something. I love it. So Shona's like, right, definitely something suspicious going on here. Oh my God, I'm going to chase after my sister.
Did they talk about, like, nobody's called John anymore?
Maybe.
Do you think it's
I don't think it
more
matters
likely-
because if this John is a certain age, then he would have come from a time
Yeah.
when there were more Johns.
Do you think that...
But there's no John anyway.
Do you ever get annoyed that your middle name's not Jonathan?
No.
Do you think John and Jonathan are two different names?
Yes.
I don't.
Well,
think-
they are.
No, they're not though. John is short for Jonathan.
No, it's not. It can be. You can shorten Jonathan to John.
No, I'm not having that.
John is not a shortened form of Jonathan.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a name in its own right. Do you think that the Bible is just like Matthew, Mark, Luke and Jonathan? Oh, let's be cool and call this one
Michael,
John.
I'm just going to point out to you that none of those names are actually in the Bible.
What?
Those aren't their names.
Whose names?
They weren't called that. They're all just westernised, anglicised versions of those names.
What? So Jonathan the Baptist isn't actually his name?
It's like Eliza. Eliza's Elizabeth. You can call yourself Eliza, but you're really just Elizabeth.
No, I'm not
Beth,
having
also
this.
Beth. I think Beth is just you should have been called Elizabeth.
No, I agree. Beth is definitely a shortening of
Well,
Elizabeth. But John is not a...
I don't know what we're going to fight about later now. There's so many topics.
Right, come on, John's the world. Unite against me here. No, towards me. Come on, Bennett. Why am I just... Everything I said is stupid today. I'm like proper sick.
It's because you're ill.
Yeah, right. I get a headache and everything. So, Jodie goes to see an old man. And he's is it like a home? Is it like a...
I'm not really sure.
It wasn't a hospice,
It was like
it?
in between a hospital and a care home.
Yeah.
Because it seemed very medical. Because there was a nurse there. The room he was in was not his room. It wasn't like when you live in a care home, you have your bits, don't you? You have... It might look slightly medicalised, but you've got, furniture in there that's your furniture and trinkets and things. But this was very generic.
Yeah. See, I think that they should have got this guy who played Doug to have played Colin because he looks like proper homeless, doesn't he? He looks a bit... he reminded me a little bit, actually, of... Dick Van Dyke. Oh, old Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins. But yeah, I really kind of rated him. I'd never heard of the actor before, but I was very much intrigued by this and a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to see him again this week. But Shona ends up, because she's followed Jodie, walking behind her and goes, how long has he been like this? Dad? So yes, this is the dad that they've been looking for. So
No, they haven't. It's just been Shona.
Shona's been looking for.
Jodie knew she was there all the way.
Right,
all the
so
time.
Jodie has been not looking after Dad. Well, she says she has, but this is where the mystery starts bubbling up, isn't it? Because she's been in some way controlling him, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, it seems like she has got him under the thumb, and he's.
Yeah, and he knows, but he was a bit out of it. You know,
This
he
was
was
very
just sitting
confusing
there. He was
because-
sitting there completely like not knowing what's going on.
I was not sure, and they didn't say, and I think it was purposeful. And Shona weirdly didn't ask why. What is he in here for? What's the diagnosis? What's wrong with him? And he was confused and subdued and scared, and maybe he had a bit of paranoia.
Well, yeah, because as soon as Shona goes up to him, he's like, no, you can't be here. It's not right. Don't believe her. She's a liar. She lies.
See,
so it's like almost like he's out of it one minute, and then he has these moments of clarity.
Lucidity.
Yeah, where he knows that Jodie has been doing something. And, you know, in many cases, you know, if you've got, you know, let's say you've got dementia or something, that's a perfectly natural thing to do, to not know what you're talking about and accuse somebody of doing something. But we know what Jodie's like at this point. She did it. She does lie.
It's perfectly possible that this poor man is being drugged, and the care people I don't know.
Is this Corrie's second attempt at drugging an old person?
Yeah.
Is this the one which raises a light on it, and it isn't just something
I don't
dramatic
think this
and
is going to be an issue
scandalous?
storyline.
No, I don't think so. But it's interesting if that is going down that route, and I wonder whether Cassie and Ken and there's no reason they don't even go in the same circles, do they? But it's similar, I suppose. Anyway, while poor Doug is sedated, and fed, Jonah and Jodie. Oh my gosh. Why?
It's okay.
Similar name characters.
It's all right.
Shona and Jodie talk out in the corridor, and Shona's like, well, I wish I could have been here to help you out with them a little bit more. And what do you think that Jodie's done here? Because this is the dad who was a rotten dad, wasn't it? So
it wasn't.
He was an abusive father.
We have two different people saying the same thing, and Shona's got no reason to misremember or lie about this. It's not like Jodie's come up with this herself and reframed their childhood in a way that Shona doesn't recognise. So clearly there's a history of like bad parenting, and then you've got the two kids in the locket, you've got Jodie being in a van, you've got her mysterious origins, you've got this box that she later gets and where she got it from, and you've got this guy Doug who is suffering from some kind of mental issue where he is paranoid and confused and
I would have thought
scared.
if she was drugging him, would the nurses at the home not be able to figure that out?
Yeah, I know. That's the question is, like, was there originally some kind of medical issue that has cleared up? Because you can have a UTI. As the older you get, like, the more serious some things can be. And UTIs, like urinary tract infections, can actually mess with your head quite a lot when you're older. Maybe he had something simple like that.
Is that what we mean by pea brain?
And she took advantage, got him like put into a home, and then carried on giving him something. And they're not. Why would they test him?
Yeah, I suppose so. It's not because it's not a hospital, is it?
I mean, we're assuming a lot here, but she's clearly nefarious.
Well, yeah, she's saying like, "Oh, Dad always has these conspiracy theories. Don't worry about what he's saying."
I know, it's like a horror movie, isn't it? It's really like a horror film.
Yeah, I'm more
intriguing,
intrigued than I was expecting to be with this, to be honest.
But it's
I'm more intrigued with this
Doug.
part of the story than Jodie
the seductress
seducing David. Yeah, that doesn't excite me that much. But yeah, this is really interesting. Anyway, when Jodie puts her coat on later and Shona's gone at this point, she says to Dad, "Look, you better not mess things up for me, because when we fall out, it doesn't end up well for you, does it?" And she says, "Now she knows about you, I've got nothing to hide from her anymore. This could be my happy ending. They care about me, not just Shona, but David and Lily. Don't you see, Dad? I can't believe I wrote this whole quote down. I don't need you anymore. I've got them. They're my family now." So it looks like, yeah, she's kind of cutting ties with him. Does she not need to
What does she need him for at all? Well, I mean, I wonder if she was visiting him to, number one, give him something to keep him compliant.
Yeah.
And number two, to make sure he doesn't blab.
Yeah.
But now she's established that he doesn't know what's going on. She's not concerned that he could tell Shona anything.
Well, Shona's going to want to go back and see him
Yeah.
now, isn't she?
But
not that she did for the rest of the week, but
but Jodie's like told her now that you can't trust anything he says, and she remembers as from a child that her dad was not someone to trust or love.
Yeah. Do you think that this is going to cross over in any way with the Debbie story? In that, Carl and Jodie are together. Could Carl see
They'll mention
Doug,
it once,
and then he's like, "Oh, that's what Debbie's going to be like."
No, they'll mention it once, if at all.
Okay. Well, the story kind of does a hard turn on Tuesday, and then it turns all into Lily wanting a new fancy water bottle. And as somebody in education, this is very much the thing at the moment. I don't know whether it's as much a thing now as it was a couple of years ago when people were buying these £40 air up bottles that just make your water taste a little bit of something. You can buy these filters. I told you about this, didn't I?
Yep.
Put a filter in it to make your water taste different, and it's £40 for a bottle. But
I
it's funny
literally
that
don't
we live in a
understand this.
world where water bottles
drink water.
are the thing.
Just drink.
We didn't have water all the time when we were
Yeah,
at
I know,
school,
but
did we?
I got into a big argument on Reddit about this, and I was like, nobody drinks water all the time. What are you talking about? And they were like, yes, we do.
I know. I think it's a new generation thing.
I think if you're
I
our
certainly
generation and older,
don't.
we're like, we don't drink water.
Water, that's the taste of anything. But
I like drinking water. I just don't do it. I just don't like. I do now carry a water bottle sometimes, but I don't think about it. I miss it when I don't have it, but I'm not like, I need my keys and my wallet and my water.
No, I don't think about it at all.
But
I don't
younger
drink
people
water
do.
very much.
And when I went on my course the other day, there was the two ladies that were there. Both had these giant, casks.
Yeah. Well, I think it's starts off at school,
a fashionable thing.
and everybody has their water, and then it just carries on these days.
I just don't just check and wash all of your rubber seals because I've seen so many ones with black mould on them.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bit gross.
So anyway, this story about Lily being bullied for not having the latest water bottle is very much realistic. I
can't get too mad at it.
But also, I love that David was like, "This is ridiculous. What are you wanting a poncy new water bottle for?"
I can't get too mad at people being healthy, but I also have seen the ridiculous lengths to which people go to collect these different limited edition ones, and the whole point of these bottles is they're supposed to save plastic.
Yeah.
They don't save plastic if you buy 50 Stanley bottles because they're different colour ways and they match your outfit. Mind you, we did water bottles.
Oh yeah. We did do water bottles for our Patreon a few years ago.
We did.
We're just feeding the system, Gemma. The man wants us drinking water.
What is in it?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of chemicals in it.
Maybe it is. Maybe that's our Doug would love this conspiracy theory.
I don't agree.
According to Jodie,
I don't agree with putting stuff in water. I think you should just drink water. I don't like squash. I think it's stupid.
I grew up on Ribena.
I think it's silly. Just drink water.
I know that I should, and I have got a Coronation Street water bottle from the tour that I have on my desk at school. But I suppose I drink more from it now I've got that. But I just want a cup of tea.
I know. Nothing wrong with a cup of tea. I remember I went to the doctor once, and she was asking me various things, and she said what do you drink? And I was like, I just mostly drink tea. I don't really drink anything else. And she said, how many cups of tea do you have in a day? I said, I don't know, 10. And she looked at me like I'd said, and I also kill puppies and drink their blood as well as a nice, delicious beverage. She looked totally shocked.
I mean, that's probably
not
not
a
too
weird
far
number.
away from me. I usually have 3 before the kids even get into school.
When you're having a good tea session, you have a couple, don't you?
Yeah.
You've got to crush a couple.
Yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Lily wants a fancy water bottle.
Lily wants a fancy water bottle and she's getting bullied because of it. And Shona says she wants to go and see her dad again, and Jodie's like, oh, don't rake up the past. bringing all that negativity up. So this is what puts Shona off and going to see him for a little bit longer, because we want the focus to shift to Lily. So she comes back from school all bedraggled because she's been roughed up for not having this latent
I know this is
water
like a
bottle.
serious issue, but this is kind of hilarious that children are beating each other up because they don't have water bottles. Like when I was a kid, it was trainers.
Yeah. You were trainers to school?
No, but you get beaten up for not having it, like at PE.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I've told you the story before about our PE teacher lined us up, and she made us line up in order of how much our trainers cost.
Really?
Do you remember this?
Maybe.
And everyone, it was like an episode of The Traitors, because if you had cheap trainers, you got told off, and you had to have really expensive ones, you got told off.
Oh, I was going to say maybe this is why Will's so desperate to have these running shoes, or this could be the ruse that he says to try and get them. Like, I'm going to get beaten up at school, Dad, if I don't have the latest running shoes.
It's just like so like pervertedly wholesome to like be so into water and recycling that you beat somebody up. What's happened to children?
I know.
Poor Lily. Also, I'm not completely sure whether Lily didn't just bedraggle herself to get the water bottle.
She could have. She didn't end up with a water bottle at the end of the week anyway.
Well, did she get beaten up because she got the wrong one?
Well, yeah, David bought a knockoff, didn't
Yeah.
he? I don't think she got the right one at the end of
How
the week.
much are these things?
Well,
Like
as I say,
£40, aren't
£40
they?
they can be, which I think is absolutely insane, just for a water bottle. Anyway,
It's a different world than I live
at
in.
the bistro, Carl's propositioning Jodie, and Jodie's like, no thanks, mate. She says that Shona's just in the loo, speaking of which, out she pops and send Carl's on his way, because they're still having this like secret affair, aren't they? But Shoni doesn't want anything to do with it. Shona doesn't want anything to do with it. Jodie's like, oh, Shona, calm down, I don't like being around aggression. She like plays the victim a little bit here, doesn't she? And then that sets her off and thinking back to the old days, and Shona's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So later on you got Shona and Jodie knocking back the booze there. Well, Jodie's
where
not,
do they
is
go?
she?
At
Bistro.
home? Oh.
Bistro. Jodie's not. She's pouring her shots into the plant.
Oh, that's right. I
She's
remember
getting Shona sozzled, isn't she? So that she can then go home and seduce David. So she gets them home, and David sees
I always get
Shona
jealous
up the stairs.
when I watch Corrie and they get drunk and have a kebab.
Do you? Why?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Basically, Shona goes to bed early. Jodie decides that she says, oh, I just want David, can you stay with me? Can we watch a film? And he's like, yeah, okay. And she's like making sexy eyes at him. I don't think that he'd necessarily clocked it at this. That he's realising that she's being a little bit. I can't remember which day it was. Maybe it was Wednesday when she gives him a hug, and he's like, "What are you doing? This is bizarre."
What film do you think they watched?
Well, you said it was Fatal Attraction, didn't you?
101 Dalmatians, the original. What do you think?
I think they just put on the Tram Crash DVD.
Yeah, that's feature length.
Exactly. Wednesday, you got Shona being proper hungover, and she's quite surprised to hear that Jodie went off, like skipping off to work today, proper normal. Obviously, we know it's because she didn't have any booze herself.
I think it's because Shona should have had more water.
Yeah, exactly. If only she had a £40 water bottle that she could take in between shots, then she wouldn't be in this mess, would she?
But you don't get drunk as much if you drink too much water.
David tells
Waste.
Shona that Jodie's maybe a little bit needy. But anyway, they go off to the hospital. And he's in the cafe later because Shona has told him to get to know Jodie better. She's like, oh, thank you so much for last night. Or it was really helpful. And he's like, we just watched a film. No, it was so much more than that, she said. And she's like falling over herself to thank him for these few hours that they had together. And this is where she gives him the big hug, isn't it? And he's just like, what on earth is going on
Pressing her breasts
Yes.
into his back.
Yes. So David tells Nick later on in the bistro that there's something going on here about Jodie, and Nick says, look, just get over yourself, or things could get awkward between you. I'm sure
I
everything's
hope
gonna
that
be fine."
David realises what's happening before it goes too far, because this is just going to end up being a bit of a carbon copy of Carl and Abby otherwise.
Well, the fact that he is suspicious.
Well, it's like a
when she
nefarious
does,
relative comes and seduces the person.
At some point, she's actually going to make a move. And I think that he's on edge, on guard around her enough that he would see it coming and not respond, not reciprocate. But if she can get him drunk, I think that's a completely different kettle of fish. So I think that she might try and seduce him that way, because he's not going to do it when he's sober. I really don't think at this point. We get to see a little bit more of Jodie's mystical trinket box.
I saw somebody on Twitter, I think it was at the Connor Swains, said that this reminds them of Mina from Emmerdale's.
Oh really? Does she have a box? From Emmerdale.
Hang on. Souvenirs from her victims.
Oh, did she have that, did she?
So maybe this is Jodie's victim box.
No.
It's got a lot of old people stuff in there.
It was like there was the hip flask, wasn't it? No,
here's
the lighter
the
that says "Love You, Jonesy," and there's no clue to who that was. But I think we need to look very carefully, keep our eyes out for anyone called something Jones.
Is that really their dad?
Yes, of course.
Shona recognised, but is it really?
Why? Yeah, there's no way that Shona.
Is it just a random man?
No.
Does she go around killing old men?
No,
because
I don't
in this
think
trinket box,
so.
she's got a USB stick. She's got a lighter that says "Love You, Jonesy." She's got a hip flask, a perfume bottle, a watch, a ring, key, charm bracelets, a couple of those.
Oh yeah, and then that locket again.
These are all old people. This is stuff that old people. I mean, when I was a kid, I had some of this stuff because I loved old people things. But this feels like old people stuff that she's accumulated.
I'm intrigued about this key because that just reminded me about does she still have access to the place where they grew up? Is that what the key's for? I kind of want to know. Has she got a little secret hideout like Costello did? I don't know. But yeah, I don't think we got a whole lot new from that scene, apart from the Jonesy, because we'd seen the locket before. Are they the kids? We've talked about all this before.
I think they're her victims.
No,
well,
I don't think so.
Originally, it's
it's
not a stretch to think that every item in that box belongs to the same person.
Yeah, that's
and
what
maybe it's her dad's things.
Yeah, maybe.
But Jonesy,
which would mean that were these two girls in the locket, her and Shona.
What was it? Love You, Jonesy. I honestly thought before I saw everybody speculating, and I realised my presumption was probably incorrect, that Jonesy was just like a cutesy nickname for Jodie.
Oh no, John's Jonathan, Jodie's Jonesy.
No, but you could I have nicknames that's a different name to my actual name.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And Jonesy and Jodie sound the same. Like if it was an in-joke, like when they first met, somebody thought her name was Jonesy and not Jodie.
But Jonesy isn't her first name, is it? Because she could have.
No, I know, but it's also the name of a cat.
She could have told somebody, given someone a fake name at some point, but that. John, that sounds fake, but Jonesy, that sounds even more ridiculous.
Jonesy's the name of the cat from the Alien franchise.
Yes. Also,
our family.
You had a family cat called Mrs. Jones.
She was named after that cat.
Oh, was she?
Mrs. Jones, yeah.
I didn't know that. Anyway, so this Jodie story is just full of mysteries, and I'm liking it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm really intrigued, and it's a kind of story where I don't really have very much in terms of theories as well. I'm really mystified and bamboozled. Or sometimes being able to come up with theories spoils it a little bit when either they do come true or they don't come true. But I'm just like, I don't know where this is a key for. I don't know why she's got a bracelet. Who are these girls in the... I don't know. Is it...
The thing is, that box had items in it. Some of them felt very masculine and some of them are very feminine. Like the perfume bottle and there's two charm bracelets.
Yeah.
And they were different styles of charm bracelets. Were they from two different women?
Yeah, that's a good point. The fact that there was male and female kind of coded stuff.
If you imagine it's a box of all your grandparents' stuff, that makes sense. But why does she have it and not the other grandchildren? Presumably there's more than... I mean, I inherited all my grandparents' stuff because I'm the best grandchild and also the only grandchild. But most people don't have that situation, do they?
No. It's interesting. It's makes you wonder, doesn't it? So what else do we have?
Have a big think. Thursday.
So Jodie on Thursday's episode accidentally on purpose knocks over that portrait of David and Shona, doesn't she? While she's dusting.
Yeah.
And then when David comes in, she's like, "Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. It's terrible." And David's like, "Well, it's fine. It'll be okay."
I've never smashed a picture. I've definitely dropped loads of them on the floor, But in Coronation Street, when you drop a picture on the floor, it's guaranteed to smash into like
Yeah.
1,000 tiny pieces.
It is, isn't it? It is. Anyway, then we've kind of almost got... Was it a different side to Jodie? Maybe not really. When Lily comes home and she's...
Oh no, she's manipulating her.
Yeah, she's crying and Jodie says, well, look, come and have a sit down. What you need to do is what I did back in the day. If somebody was bullying me, just punch him in the face, smack him in the face, show him who's boss. And Lily thinks she's
Lily's
hilarious.
eyes lit up.
Yeah.
She had this like demonic look on her face.
It's odd
She
because...
looked like Wednesday Addams. I love her.
That's the sort of thing that Hope would react. I don't see Lily, especially in her new form. She seems a little bit more kind of prissy and not the sort of person that would want to go around duffing people up. I could totally believe it for the old Lily, but not this one.
See, it's interesting that it seems very clear to me that Jodie is trying to alienate David and Lily from Shona.
Yeah, she's...
But when she speaks to Doug, her dad, she tells him that she's got a new family. Because she says, they care about me, not just Shona, but David and Lily. So, does she realise what she's doing? Is she consciously sort of trying to get rid of Shona?
Yeah. She's giving enough evil, and even like when she left Doug's room, she looked very triumphant about it. She knows exactly what she's doing.
She's crazy, isn't she?
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah. Okay, so the only thing we had to happen in today's episode was we found out that Harper's surgery is booked for the 4th of March. So
I'll put that in the diary.
look out for that, everybody. Exciting
What day
stuff.
is that?
I wonder, is Shona going to be the only one there? Because
It's a Wednesday.
Is that going to be the day that Jodie takes the next step up in her seduction of David and she stops him being there for Harper while she's getting her lump cut off? I wonder. Don't know.
I'm sure it will be a great success, the operation.
I'm sure I can't see Harper coming out any other than perfectly fine after this. But you never know.
Right, we donezo with that.
Yeah, I think so.
What's on the USB stick is really the question. That's not an old person thing. That's definitely hers.
Well, I don't think it is. Everyone's on the cloud now, aren't they?
It's the Epstein files. Unredacted.
Yes,
Can't
maybe
believe
it is.
Can't believe it. Oh, I think Donald Trump's going to be
Well,
dispatching
especially if
somebody.
Doug's a conspiracy theorist.
We'll quickly move on, shall we? To Undertaker Under the Thumb. Poor old Todd. I listened back to our short today about what we recorded on Friday's episode. We both sound so jovial about poor Todd having wounded feet. It's really hard to
You gotta laugh.
I know, it's really hard because if you only listen to our shorts, you must think we're psychopaths.
Well,
It's difficult. This is supposed to be a light-hearted, like, we make fun of everything.
literally,
But
in the week that we've just done the Bobbins Award, I don't think anyone expects anything
I think
more
I want to just not...
than that.
The sort of people that can't distinguish between reality and fiction and understand that you have to laugh at some things. I don't really want them listening to this in general, so it's probably a good idea if they get put off.
Yes.
Life's too hard, isn't it? So on Monday, Sarah goes to see George at the Undertaker's because she's worried about Todd and him not having any money. And so they ask him to the pub, and Sarah, George and Christina sort of offer to buy him food, takeaway and everything.
Yes.
And on Tuesday, Todd asked George for an advance on his wages, and he gives him some cash. It can't be that much, but when he comes home...
Todd was like, for George, Todd was like weirdly grateful for it because this is the first money that he's been able to access for a week and a half.
But he's still got loads of food in the house.
We have had a couple of listeners write in this week to say, I don't have that much in my cupboard as well.
Well, he's got loads of food in his cupboard, actually.
He's fine though. He's got loads of tins. Maybe Theo's taken the tin opener.
I'm really stuck with this storyline because a lot of the... Yeah, maybe. A lot of this stuff feels like you can just say, well, why doesn't Todd just do this? Or why doesn't Todd just do that? And the trouble is when you're in a coercive relationship, you can't just do this and that.
Yeah.
But it feels like you can, like Todd. It feels like Todd can do more than he is doing. But you're clearly, if you like, it feels like, oh, if you think that you're wrong and you're a bad person because you're not appreciating the plight that he's in. But it just feels a bit confusing because he doesn't need that much. He hasn't, I'm just finding this really difficult because intellectually I understand the story they're trying to tell, and I believe the people that tell me their stories, and I've seen it happen in real life to people. I know this happens, and I've done my research, and I sympathise with people, and I completely get it. But when I'm watching this, I still don't feel like it rings true.
No,
and I'm not.
It's just something that's a little bit off with it.
And I'm not trying to. Genuinely, I hope people realise I'm not trying to criticise anybody who is in this real situation, but this is a fictional construction, and so you can criticise the way that it's been constructed. And I've said also that it feels very sped run, and like we're rushing through to get to end points and hit certain
beats.
Yeah. Much faster than you would do in reality. But then we had somebody approach us with their own story that was incredibly quick what happened to them. I won't get into details because I don't think they want to share it, but this was a much faster like I can't think of a way. It happened much quicker than it's happening with Todd and Theo. I think the thing is though that Todd has got a really healthy support system, and he's still got a job, and he's still got a lot of freedoms.
Yeah.
So it's really tough to watch this and not just nitpick and say, why doesn't he do this and that? But I don't know how you can. I really genuinely don't know how you can do this story without it being desperately sad and incredibly long, where you get to the stage where he just genuinely doesn't have anybody. And I said this before, and I know you keep criticising me for bringing up Sean's homeless storyline. The problem with these stories is that they're about people that have lost their community. Whether it's because they didn't have one to begin with, or because of abuse, or because of somebody removing them or putting up obstacles, when you have a storyline that requires you to be completely alone, it doesn't work on Corrie because everybody's in each other's pockets.
Yeah, they haven't got to a stage in this story yet where Todd is completely confined to the flat. I mean, even going back a few months, you did have... I think it was before the CCTV episode, maybe. You had a few scenes of him like looking out the window in his darkened flat, and then he has to sit down on the floor.
Yeah. I don't understand also why...
He's kind of back to... It was when he lost his job at The Undertaker, wasn't it? And he's definitely...
What's the thinking behind getting him his job back? Like as a story? Maybe
Theo realised that it was becoming a bit too obvious what he was doing with him.
I mean, in real life, you wouldn't live so close to everybody. You'd move them. If you were the perpetrator, you'd take them. You'd move them somewhere else, away from their support system.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, they could go down that route, maybe, especially if Theo's mum isn't very well. He could say, "Look, I think we need to move to it's Doncaster, isn't it? To go and be with her.
I don't know.
If you love me, Todd, you'll come to Doncaster with me."
It's falling into the same trap as Sean's story, where it's like if only he said something, the spell would be broken. And that's not how abuse works.
No.
Like, if Todd told somebody what Theo was doing, they would help him and make him realise. But in a real abuse situation, what happens is people... It's much more complicated than what we're seeing. That's all I want,
Okay.
Like, people... When you're friends with somebody who's being abused, you can try to help them, and they go back and forwards quite a lot.
Yeah, I know.
But that hasn't really happened with Todd. Like, he hasn't gone. He's done it. Maybe flirted a bit with that.
Yeah, there've been moments when even what he's doing with putting the money in the money tin, which we see him start to put together on Tuesday. He does know that. He needs an escape.
There's been a few times where...
Or he needs a backup plan.
Somebody has said something negative about Theo, and Todd's been quite aggressive in defending him.
Yeah, but I think that's more because that's what... If he thinks that that's what Theo wants him to do.
No. That's part of the abuse cycle. Is that you defend... This is why it's really hard to be... To help somebody who is being abused, because you can help them 1 minute and then the next minute you're the enemy because they're back with the person they were being abused by, and you're suddenly the one who's wrong.
Yeah, okay.
And then if it happens so many times, that's how your support system becomes alienated from you, because you keep going backwards and forwards, and it's a symptom of the abuse. It's not your fault. It's just how the manipulation works.
Right. Okay.
But it's not coming across to me here.
I'm still really enjoying the story. And like I was saying the other day, because Theo comes back on Wednesday, doesn't he? And every scene, pretty much.
Oh, when he came back.
Theo's in the flat, especially if he's grinning, I'm thinking, like, what's he going to say? Is this going to be a scene where he flips? Is he going to reveal something? Is he going to say something?
Well, yeah. Look, on Tuesday, Todd gets the cash off George and gives Summer some of it, and then he hides the rest of it in a big red tin in the cupboard. And then on Wednesday, this is when Theo comes back. And when he came back, I realised how much I liked him not being there. It felt so oppressive when he returned.
It did, but in a great watchable way.
So immediately Theo's like, yeah, I'm back. Why were you hanging? I saw you in the cafe with James. What were you doing?
Oh, yes.
And he's smiling and like he looks creepy. Like he's waiting for. He wants Todd to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, he does.
There's nothing you can say.
You're right.
There's nothing that Todd could say. Every single thing is wrong.
It's just like a game for Theo, isn't it? It's
he loves
a cat and mouse sort of thing.
Yeah, but Theo is just really mad at the fact that this big photo of Billy is there, looking funeral. So Theo, he's so patronising and belittling because he keeps giving Todd little bits of pocket money to go and buy things, and it's always food, it's never anything else. And he tells him to go and get some chicken and broccoli for dinner. I think I'd just run away and never come back. Sounds dire. And he make sure you bring the receipt back. And as soon as Todd leaves, Theo gets rid of the portrait, and then when he later on he asks him where it's gone, and he's like, I don't know where it's gone.
He got rid of the other picture of Billy's on the wall because there was a space on the wall where I think that picture that used to belong to Billy
because Theo took it down at Christmas for that hideous picture of his granddad's.
Yeah, maybe they mentioned it before. I don't know.
So,
but yeah, he was this his guilt? Is it he's done it?
Yeah, he doesn't like. I think he's mad.
I don't think we've got too many scenes this week of Theo looking guilty.
He's mad because I'm just remembering this happened. This didn't happen to me, but this kind of reminds me of something I'm not going to say. But he looks at the picture and he's mad that now that Billy's dead, he can do no wrong.
Yeah, he is a bit of a saint, Billy, now.
And now everyone's going Billy this and Billy that. And he didn't.
Life,
he just made him stronger. It's just like Star Wars. Now he's a Force ghost. So, then when Todd starts preparing the dinner that he's bought, Theo starts going, oh, how's your diet going? How's your diet? I found this in the bin.
Oh, yeah, he finds
dial.
I
knew. I said that to you, didn't I? As soon as they offered him a takeaway, I'm like, Theo's going to come back and find it. And he didn't just find it in the fridge or something. He went through the bin.
Well, I think it was just he happened to find it when he was taking Billy's.
No, he went through the bin.
Reckon?
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. He put it in. But I think that Todd would see Billy's picture in the kitchen bin, wouldn't you?
I thought sorry, my yawn. I thought that Theo put Billy's picture in a bin bag and then took it out to the big bins outside.
He had a rummage around when he was there.
Yeah.
And says, I found you, greedy little piggy. You went off and had dinner with James. And Tom's like, no, George, he bought it for me. It wasn't my idea. It was his treat. And then Theo's like, oh, you shoved it into your face though, didn't you, fat little piggy? Day's worth of calories. I wish it was just a day's worth of calories. He says, right, we're going for a run now. Right now. I don't care what you want to do. You've got to run off your piggy little fat takeaway you had. So they go running, and when they come back, Todd is very tired, and Theo's all over him, going, oh, let's go to bed. And Todd's like, no, I feel gross. I need to have a shower. And then Theo's like, oh, I'm so sad. So Todd goes over and says, oh, I missed you. Let's, and so he manipulates him.
Exactly, yeah. And this is brought up the next day, isn't it? When Todd kind of lets slip that he didn't really want to go to bed with Theo at this stage, and then Theo gets all affronted by it. But yeah, this was Theo, manipulating him totally.
Afterwards, Todd looks at himself in the mirror and he has a very sore-looking love bite on his neck.
Well, we thought, and we are not the only people, because I've seen other people saying this online. It seemed like a strangulation mark, which would be a real. I mean, love bite is because Theo says, "Well, I'll put my mark on you now. Now everyone knows that you're mine and nobody else's." But it's a bit different to actually strangling in bed, because that's bringing the violence to the bedroom. It's
very contentious because
Yeah, it is a very contentious issue at the moment.
It's in the news a lot.
Yeah, and I thought they were going down that route, but no, clearly not. Just a
it might develop into that.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
There's no reason to give somebody a love bite when you're over the age of 20.
No. But yeah, it seemed like it was... yeah, I don't even know what
He's
I'm saying.
doing it on...
He's
tested... He's like... making something Todd's problem, isn't he? He's like inconveniencing him for his own pleasure. And he knows that Todd's going to struggle to explain why this is on his neck. And he finds that funny.
Yeah. I would imagine...
And it is a brand. Like, he was outright telling him.
Yeah, yeah. I would imagine that in the boudoir, that Theo is the more dominant of the couple. Because he's, he is bigger and stronger, isn't he? So it wouldn't surprise me if it ends up going more violent. Because there was almost a suggestion that this is what it was going down. But anyway.
Jake is not very mature about this. Todd comes past and he's like, oh, look at that.
This is the next
And Todd
day,
tells him to do one, you ginormous pleb. Great. And he wears this scarf at work to try to hide it. And then we get like a new development storyline, which doesn't go anywhere for the rest of the week. But Annie, who is
she's the daughter of...
bereaved daughter of two parents who've died. And they both have had their funerals done by the wonderful Shuttleworths. Yeah. But she accuses George of manipulating his mother, who's left him £10,000, which is all of her life savings, in the will. And I wonder if this is the woman that also gave him that cognac.
Yeah, I think it is. It feels like this is a little story that's going to spin off. It's not part of Todd's story, is it?
This is a bit of a caper.
Yeah. Well, it was a bit of a caper, and
I'm not mad keen on it.
I wasn't mad keen on that scene, and I do love George, and obviously I absolutely adore Christina, but I think that scene was played for laughs a little bit too much, because you had both of those two characters kind of overreacting with big gasps, and I don't know, with what was going on, it felt like it should have been more serious, and I don't want to be a bit of a stick in the mud about it, but I'm thinking back to...
Why would we stop now?
To like Rita's story, where one of her many husbands had died. It was the brain tumour one, Ted. And then Ted's family came in, and it was it's definitely a very serious and stern storyline when the family accused Rita of being a gold digger. And this...
Oh, this happens all the time.
This, to me, it wasn't... Yeah, the tone of it wasn't quite right.
I'm just imagining Rita, like, for some reason, she's got like a series of files on a shelf somewhere with all of her husband's ashes on. One of them just says the brain tumour one. She's like, oh, I remember him. I've got his name.
The brain tumour one. You remember the tram one?
And there's one that's like, if you pick up and shake it, it's just rocks because they had to scrape Dennis up from the car park. So, that's trouble ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, trouble ahead.
Jake.
I think it was a Jonathan Harvey episode on Thursday. I don't think I'm making this up, so it wouldn't surprise me that was the kind of tone that it went for, because his episodes often do stray into that territory. So it'll be interesting to see, in the hands of another writer, will it be played a little bit more straight? I don't know.
Jake sarcastically offers Todd a tenner in the shop later and makes fun of him and asks him if he thinks he might be pregnant. And Todd's like, what are you talking about, Jake? And Gary walks in on them having this...
He's so horrible, isn't he, Jake?
Like, he's being homophobic, isn't he?
He's being used for...
Why is he
in the last year is to be horrible.
Yeah.
And I do kind of sigh a little bit with yet another moody... No, he's not a moody teen. He's
like a proper snot.
Yeah, a snot of a teen he is. And is there
Where's he got this
like
homophobia from?
Maybe
probably
there's
online.
Not, but I
don't think Gary and Maria are homophobic.
No, not at all. I wonder where he has picked it up from, because I know Gary back in the day was definitely a bit of a scallywag, wasn't he? But Maria wasn't. And
I would hope that Gary's like masculinity problems haven't started him
linked to that,
talking about something.
I'd be interested to see what Maria and Gary think of their child, because Gary leaps to his defence already, but they must know he's a little scrope.
It would be a logical development of that storyline if Gary's toxic masculinity began to affect Jake.
Yeah.
And led to him acting out and having very bad opinions.
Yeah, I'm curious to see whether we get to see more of Jake, because he is never used, is he? I mean, he's been on the show for over 10 years now, and we never see him. But at some point, they're going to need to say, right, you're a main character now.
Right. So Todd goes home later. Oh no, hang on. I missed out that Gary comes in and says, "Leave my kid alone. If you got a problem with him, come and tell me."
Yeah, because Todd's in such a delicate state that he snaps at Jake, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, I would as well. If a kid was saying something,
I think the right thing to do is to speak to the parents. But
well, yeah, if you know them,
especially if you know them. But I think you've been
say "shut up,
so
kid"
far. Yeah,
shut up, kid. Just practice saying it. Todd goes home, finds Theo on the exercise bike, and tells Todd that he has just had a phone call from Gary about Todd having a go at
Jake.
Because
he's like, Gary's my friend. You've really shown me up in front of him.
Yeah, and don't make me look weak. And Todd's like, I don't want any of this. I didn't even want to sleep with you last night. But it was consensual.
Yeah.
When did that come up?
That was interesting because Theo starts going, oh, I don't know what you're implying there. He didn't say the word rape or abuse or assault, did he? But he was making it clear that you better not be accusing me of that. And shuts him right down.
And then Todd kind of backs down from saying anything more. And because Theo's acting all affronted.
Yeah.
Then he tells Todd to come and say, "I love you." But when Todd says it, he doesn't really look like he means it.
See, this feels a hell of a lot more manipulative than when Becky got Lisa into bed.
I'm not getting involved in this.
Lisa was saying, come on, let's go out. I can't remember I'm not going to put words in Lisa's mouth, but I definitely got the impression that she...
Why did we go down this route?
It's interesting to compare the two, and it feels like Todd, to me, is being a lot more controlled, and Lisa had a bit more free will there.
On Friday, Todd's doing a lot of running and seems to be listening to old episodes of Corrie on his AirPods because he's listening to music, and then Theo's voice comes over, telling him he's useless. It's this is the worst remix I've ever heard. This exercise mix is bad. But no, he's not. He's just having memories. And he collapses in front of Roy's. Christina and George take him into the Undertaker's, which is a bit previous. He's fine. And they take his shoes off to find blood all over his feet.
Well, his socks, didn't they? So they didn't have to actually show the bloodied tootsies.
Yeah, and they say that Billy and Paul wouldn't want him to be hurting himself in their memory.
Yeah, because he's, as far as they're concerned, he's just training really hard for this MND run, aren't they? But the clues are building up. They're gonna catch him out at some point.
He needs to go to the Driscolls. He and Will need to band together and buy better running shoes. And get 2 for 1 or something.
That's true.
It is one of those things, an issue storyline that we haven't even noticed is going on Coronation Street.
What, the price
People
of
not
trainers?
Having adequate footwear for the training.
Right, look, what's gone on with Mel this week? So Ryan obviously recognises Mel from the hotel episode a couple of weeks ago, and he gives him a bit of a look and says to Bernie, in the cafe, he says
because
to Bernie,
Mel's working in Roy's, and then he comes down and Ryan's buying a coffee and Bernie's behind the bar. Yeah,
Ryan says to Bernie, look, no judgment about you or your drug taking or anything. Just keep it out of the hotel, all right? And Bernie's like, oh, okay, thank you. Please keep quiet about it, especially in front of me and our Gemini. So Gemma comes into the cafe later, and Bernie, this is really eating her up inside, so she confesses about Mel going in for a kiss with her when they got leathered at the hotel the other week, and it was Mel. And Gemma's gob literally hangs open when she hears this. But she also says, look, you need to tell... She's been on this show long enough to know that secrets have got a way of coming out. You need to tell Dev this sharpish. So she goes home later, and Dev has given her these tulips that we saw him getting earlier in the episode, and a whole load of kisses, and she's like, Dev, wait, I took some pills the other day after Billy's funeral. She doesn't tell him about Mal, does she? She just tells him about the drugs, and that's enough. Dev's already let down by this, and he goes upstairs in a huff. Did you think that was a bit of an overreaction from Dev there?
Oh, I didn't like it because I don't like it when they're upset with each other.
Yeah, I mean, did they make it?
I was watching it and thinking, does this feel like an overreaction? But then I thought, if I was Bernie and you were Dev, this would be how you would act.
Yeah, I probably would, wouldn't I?
Like, I'm very disappointed.
How could you? How could you? Wait until he finds out about Sam and his Ritalin. I'll tell you.
Genuinely, I think that if you found out I had, like, taken drugs, you would be more upset than if I kissed somebody.
Do you think?
I don't know. I think you
No,
think
I
it
don't
was a
think
fundamental different, like, it
I
would
think both of those
fundamentally change the way you thought about me, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably. I'm sorry if that makes me sound like a bit of a square.
So if you give me drugs, don't tell Michael. Keep it between you and I.
Yeah, but as Gemma said, these things have got a habit of coming out. Tuesday.
I'll take any drugs.
Tuesday, he's still. I need some. I think those paracetamols that I took earlier are run out now. I'll tell you. Dev's still proper knocked at Bernie later, and this is on Tuesday. Gemma comes into the shop and learns that Bernie's fessed up to him, but not about Mal, and Bernie's saying, "Oh yeah, look, I was just a massive idiot. I need to take responsibility for myself, etc., etc." So Dev is raiding the house later for drugs, seeing if she's got any of stash. He's like, "I won't have any of this filth in my house. Asha nearly took her own life with drugs. How could you?"
But drugs is a broad category, Dev.
I mean, there was also the whole thing with Ardy. Everyone's taking drugs at Corrie at the moment around Dev. Maybe that's just the way of...
jealous?
You know, I think lots of viewers would say if they were around Dev, they might need to take some kind of
I
sedative.
think you just feel like you're on drugs when you're around him.
Yeah, maybe that's true. And Gemma says, "Look, I'm not going to defend my mum here, but, you know, she was really grieving." And Dev says, "And I tried to support her. She didn't want it. This is on her." And basically, Gemma gives him a nice little speech that then goes to him apologising to her in the cafe at closing time.
She clearly has this past where her drug use was problematic because she neglected her children, right? But she seems to have it completely under control, that she can just go for one night and then come back. But I'm wondering if there will be more with Mal tempting her again.
Well, I don't know, because Mal's there when all this happens, isn't there? And
every time I say something about Bernie and Mal, and like, they've got it under control, I think it's okay, something terrible happens.
Mal's clearly trying to wheedle his way into Bernie's life, because he even says, like, "Well, if I was married to you, I'd never treat you the way that Dev does." And then on Wednesday's episode, we see him hanging around outside number 7, doesn't he? Because Bernie and Dev, at the beginning of the episode, they go upstairs for a bit of "hello," which I think was a direct quote from Dev in the episode. And then they're snuggled up on the sofa later, and they're making all sorts of sexy noises there. And Mal's just kind of watching at the window, isn't he, going, "Oh, I want to make Bernie make those sexy noises." So, yeah.
He wasn't being very shy about lurking like a pervert.
No, he was doing a proper pervert lurk. Do you think that if you were, if you knew Bernie and you knew everything, would you recommend that she confess to about Mal to Dev?
She got to do it now.
It's so hard to distance yourself
really
from the
annoying.
soap viewer knowledge of, well, it's clearly going to come out, isn't it?
I guess the thing is about it that we always know that there will be a reckoning, so you might as well tell. But in real life, you could keep your mouth shut and it would be fine 90% of the time.
Bernie probably is realising at this point, much like David is, that there's something a little bit unusual about Mal. And I think he's not going to be able to keep it to himself, and it's only a matter of time before Bernie realises that.
Do you think that Mal and Jodie are going to form some kind of stalker club?
Yeah, maybe.
So look, it's too obvious when we keep doing it. I'll stalk your lot, you stalk my lot.
Oh, so Mal's going to stalk David now, just for change, is he?
Why not? Try to seduce him. See what happens.
So this, I mean, I am, again, like the Jodie stuff, somewhat intrigued by this. I think this is just the beginnings of Mal, who quite possibly could turn into super psycho stalker. But we're not there yet, are we?
But he's such a nice man.
He does come across as a very nice guy. Yeah.
Bamboozled us.
Yeah.
I'm still salty about it. Mama and the Slammer. Who's this again?
Debbie and Lou.
Debbie on Monday.
Carl's mama.
She's in prison. She's doing all right, but she's had the TIA, so she's got to be in a wheelchair. She's not crying or tearing her face or anything.
Considering that she ended last Friday's episode
crying and
chained to a guard, yeah, she's very quickly back in prison again, isn't she?
Well, she's okay. She's dealing with it, and So when Ronnie goes, Debbie's got to wait for the prisoner who's been assigned to wheel her around. And who is it but Lou?
Hooray!
So when she sees
Brilliant.
it's like, oh, it's you. So very begrudgingly, Lou pushes Debbie back into her cell. Not happy about this. She's still got a grudge about the time that Debbie had a go at Mick for the work, and there was a big to-do.
I'd forgotten about that.
They have formed with each other. And obviously there's kind of a bit of a class thing here too, because Debbie, I'm surprised, has not been eaten alive already for being a bit middle class in prison.
She is a tad, isn't she?
But
she's, like you said, she's taking this incarceration really well. It's
stride.
all that preparation that she did before.
Yeah, that's true. She's just there with her biscuits lying on the floor.
She's I wouldn't say she's enjoying it, but it doesn't seem to be having a horrible effect on her.
No, she's not being broken.
No, she's not. And she does stand up to Lou at the end of the app, doesn't she?
She's Martha Stewarting it.
Yeah.
So they have a little argument because she's still holding this grudge. And Debbie's like, you didn't even ask me how your kids are. So I don't know who you think you are really, but you're not that great. So Lou storms off and then comes back sheepishly going, how actually are they? And Debbie's like, they're fine. Jog on.
So is this the beginning of... I don't really know whether Lou needs redeeming or not. She only hit Gary on the head, it's fine. But maybe this is her discovering her more humble side. But all I can say is, even though there is surely going to be some more Lou on the street at some point, she can't get out yet, can she? There's
maybe
no way that
Lou
can come out of this prison before Debbie.
Maybe Lou will do something heroic to protect Debbie or help Debbie or do something. And then she'll get the Good Prisoner Award and get let out free
I don't think
by
that's
the jail
how it works.
fairy.
I don't think that's how that works.
Does it not work like that? But yeah, I think maybe she'll take Debbie under her wing, or maybe like they'll be prickly to each other, and then something horrible will happen with Debbie, and maybe she'll go into an absence seizure while she's having an argument with somebody who is a serious contender, and then Lou will have to stick up for her.
Yeah, well, it's her job, isn't it? She's been assigned to her.
With her around.
It's in the small print.
On Friday, we move to the action at Chariot Square Hotel, where Carl and Ryan are rivals in business, and that is serious. So Carl is like crapping all over Ryan's QR code idea for people ordering room service. He's like, who does that? Nobody
That
cares
is a thing
about
that happens.
People just phone up. So he throws it all in the bin, and Ryan says, I'm not having this.
Last straw, you're fired.
You're out. And then Carl gets really drunk in the pub and tells Maggie all about this. And she's like, oh, Maggie, she says, family should come first. And he sits down and looks at his phone and looks at the insurance details for the hotel. And the policyholder is none other than himself.
Right, so he's obviously been taking tips from David and Max at this point. It seems like it's an inevitability that he's going to try and set the hotel on fire. Can you imagine that will actually happen? Are we going to lose the hotel? What's poor Raphael going to do? Maybe you'll get a job behind the bar at the Rovers. Or the Bistro. I think maybe the Bistro would be more his kind of style.
I don't relish the idea of the Bistro, the Chariot Square Hotel burning down.
Not as much as some other places, overly featured places.
Because it's a soap, and I don't know any spoilers about this, but because it's a soap, as soon as somebody looks at insurance documents for a premises, you just assume they're going to do something to it, and the only thing you can really do is burn it. Like, you can't bomb it, because then it's obvious.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
I don't
Literally,
really know.
I can't think of anything else. A really big leak. Oh, a flood.
I don't know.
It was literally the only place my brain goes.
Is he going to pin it on somebody else, though?
It doesn't matter.
Is he going to pin it on Ryan?
Yeah, I guess he could pin it on Ryan, but that would complicate the insurance. Well, basically, it's obvious his plan is, I'm going to burn it down and then I will get the money because my name is on the insurance policy. There's no quibbling about that.
No.
So there you go.
Look out for that in the near future. Right, and then we just had the Lauren and Ollie story later, and it's basically the week is them kind of pussyfooting around each other, isn't it? Going out for a karaoke party on Wednesday, going out for a student party together on Thursday, and all throughout it, both of them thinking, oh, I think the other one doesn't really fancy me. They just want me as a friend. And
But it's because they have no chemistry.
no, they don't.
Okay, I wouldn't blame either of them for thinking that they don't fancy each other, because it's like watching two nuns on a trip to Margate.
Betsy comes round and disturbs Lisa and Carla's delicious open sandwich lunch later and says, look, I need to talk to you about boys, Betsy. And Betsy, by Friday, has already worked a little, what should you call her? Cilla Black, Carla.
I don't know who that is.
No, by texting Ollie, who basically says, oh yeah, maybe I do fancy her as well. It's like, I don't care. I couldn't care less about this story. I really
we got to see Frankie for the first time in...
He's grown.
He's like 84.
He's a big bouncing baby now, isn't he?
He's a toddler, and I don't know why they're changing Carla's personality to be a kiddie woman, because she doesn't like children.
No, but
she's
all
there
over
dandling
Frankie,
him on her knee.
Yeah, she did get rid of him when he pooed himself.
Don't think that was what happened though. I said that I thought he pooed himself, but actually she got a phone call. It was the Ryan.
Okay.
Well, no, it was a mysterious text. No, it was a message from Ryan, because she's organising a surprise for Lisa.
Which, of course, because we've seen Monday's episode, we know what it is, so we can't speculate it.
It's an Easter egg. Very surprising.
It's a bit of a shame, really, that Valentine's Day does fall on a Saturday this year, isn't it? Like, Coronation Street has now got 5 out of 7 days they got episodes on, and even then, they can't have a Valentine's Day episode. No, it won't, will it?
No.
Oh well.
I know. I think Swallow fans are quite annoyed that they missed a Valentine's Day date for Lisa and Carla, but
well, I don't blame them.
It's the calendar. What can you do? Go back in time and
no
change it.
such thing as a weekend on Coronation Street.
Right, we've done it now.
That was it. That was a super short street talk, as we promised you. I'm feeling absolutely grotty and rotten at the moment, but we have still.
Can't tell at all.
Thanks.
I can't
trying to hold it together. I'm freezing. I'm sitting here with the.
You are.
I'm here with the hot blanket.
Completely boiling hot.
And I am freezing cold. It's not far away to have a nice weekend. Right, what are we scoring this week's Coronation Street? I am going to give it. I mean, I like the Debbie stuff in prison. I thought that there were some intriguing mysteries with Shona and Mal, actually. I thought that Daniel figuring out about Will was quite exciting, but then equally I thought, was it Thursday's episode I gave her bobbins to? I thought it was just a bit miserable. I think in total I'm going to give this 3.5 underdeveloped prefrontal cortexes out of 5.
What's that from?
That's Daniel talking about our teenagers not quite mature enough.
That's slanderous, that is. I really am struggling to recall the difference between Monday's episode, which nobody else has seen but us, and
not quite.
And the rest of the week, because I loved Monday so much that I think it's clouding me, because it was kind of quite similar to what happened this week, but I loved it. And so I kind of want to give this week a 4, but I don't think it is a 4 to me. Maybe I'm going to have to temper my enthusiasm and give it 3.5 trinkets in a box.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with ginormous plebs out of 5. That's why I didn't choose that.
I think I am a ginormous pleb. So
which ginormous pleb is going to get our character of the week this week?
Oh dear me.
I did quite enjoy Jodie, which is good, because I don't think I've been loving her so far up to this point.
I quite like Doug just leaning.
I found Doug very intriguing. I enjoyed Ben in today's episode as always. But then you also had the lovely little Sam with his Ritalin, but I don't know whether that was enough to be character of the week material. It wasn't like Lou, it wasn't Debbie, they were in it, not enough for it to be them.
I think I want to give it to Lou, because I think that if I didn't know she was going to come back, I'd be so thrilled to see her, and I was anyway. It was really fun to see her and her and Debbie. I feel it's one of those dynamics where you want so much more out of it that Corey's going to give us. Like, I can really envision this kind of real fun buddy comedy prison sideshow that we'll not get to see because they don't have the time. but Lou gets it for me.
Oh,
Because I really love Farrell Hegarty as well.
Yeah. Can we give the character of the week to John? Fake John.
Sorry, real
No,
name.
I'm going to go to... I think I will go with Jodie. I think Jodie adds enough intrigue and mystery and
It was
kind
fun
of
when
sneakiness.
she was like, "Listen here, Dad.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth."
And listen to Lily punch her face then. I thought that was great.
Oh yeah, you're right. And the
Too
fire,
late, you can't change
the fire
it.
in Lily's eyes, it awakens something deep within her that maybe will never be.
She's going to kick her football
quiet
as hard
again.
as she can at these girls.
Yeah, throw a football at their face.
Right.
Right.
That's it for Street Talk this week.